Hello Yellow Group. Today is Tuesday and we are going to go straight into your morning maths lesson. So starting off as we always do with our arithmetic warm up, we have got our grid with 4 questions here. I'll give you 5 minutes because I'm feeling generous to complete these questions. So if you stop the video now, do your 4 questions and then mark them from the answer sheet that I emailed out to you last night. When you have done that, mark them and purple pen if you've got them wrong, then please restart the video so that we can move on to the main part of the lesson. Okay, Yellow Group. So again, as I've already said, today is Tuesday the 23rd. Today we are still concentrating on division, but we're looking at solving division problems using a formal written method. Now, again, we did this in the autumn term, so we're just recapping on what we did then, just to keep it fresh in your memory. How are you going to be successful? Well, you're going to have to use your times table facts to help you divide. You are going to pictorially represent the calculation so that you're demonstrating to me that you understand what you are doing. And you're going to use an inverse calculation to calculate and to check your answers. So pictorially represent, you're going to be bar modeling. And inverse calculation, you're going to be using multiplication to check that your answer is right. So let's move on now. Let me show you what I would like, how I would like it to be done. So I'm going to take you through step by step a worded problem and this is how I would like you to approach that question as well. Now remember that I expect it to be laid out exactly as we would in class so that you have got, I think I've sent you 6 questions in task 1. I would like you to individually cut them out and stick them in if you've got glue and you've got scissors so that I can see the calculations around the question that you are working out. Now, I've done our menu, our order of things that we need to do on our left-hand side. So I'm going to follow these religiously, and then I know I can't go wrong, and I know I've done everything that I need to do. So first thing is saying, can I find the key information for my question? So the first thing I have to do is grab my highlighter and underline the key information. So here is a CD rack. One rack holds 6 CDs. I'm going to read it through first. David has 252 CDs. Lucky David. How many racks does he need to hold all his CDs? Okay, so one rack holds 6 CDs. So I know that for each rack that he's got, 6 CDs will fit in. And he's got 252 CDs, which he's going to have to put into racks. How many will he need? How many will he need to go to the shops to buy in order to accommodate these 252 CDs? So how many racks does he need? How many does he need to hold all his CDs? So key information here underlined. What is the key information? I'm literally sharing my 252 CDs 6 ways to find out how many racks that I need. So my calculation will be 252 divided by 6. Now I'm going to actually use my list here to help me understand what I've done. So I've pulled out my key information so I can give that a nice little tick. I'm now going to represent it pictorially. What is it asking me to do? Now I've already done that to show you. So let's just get rid of this box down here. I know that the number of CDs, my whole number, is 252, and I know I'm going to have to share it 6 ways, 6 equal ways. Now, I tried to get these as equal as I can, but my drawing skills aren't that great. I'm sure with a ruler, you'll be able to do a lot better than me. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I know what these are yet? No, I don't, because I haven't done the calculation. So I'm just going to put a question mark in each one of these. Bear with me while I put a nice little question mark in each one. And you know what I'm like, they've all got to be lined up equally. I can't stand them out of sequence or as equally as I can. There we go. This one and the last one, get it in. So I have no idea what they are yet because I haven't done the calculation, but I'm showing here that I've got to share my 252 CDs 6 ways. So represent the pictorially, I've done that one. Now I've got to do that calculation. So I've already done it here, but I'll talk you through it. So I know that my 252, because we're using a short division method, my 252 is going to be divided by 6. Now, what I could have done here, which I haven't done, but I'll do now, is I know that 6 does not go into 2. Nope, that's a bracket. 6 does not go into 2. So what I have to do is put my 2, put a little 2 here, put my 2 here and draw a line through this one here. Okay, right, so I am dividing 252 by 6. 6 does not go into 2, so I'm going to put 0 there, but 6 goes into 25 4 times. Now I know that 4 6s are 24, but what you may want to do, and I strongly advise you do is you list your times tables down here using 5, 10 derive. So if you know what 1 times is, you know what 10 times is. If you know what 10 times is, you know what 5 times is. I've only listed 4 here, but you can do 5, 10 derive quite easily. So I would list your times tables down the column here. So 6 goes into 25 4 times with 1 left over. 6 goes into 12 2 times. So I know then that each one of these will become 42. Okay. I'm getting multicolours for you as well. How nice is that? And so on. So it'd be 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42. Right, so I've done my calculation. Now I have to give myself a written answer, because if you've got all the hard work of calculating it, you need to give me the answer. So I need to be able to find it quite easily. So again, here, I've done my written answer already. And I've said that I need 42 racks, because the question was saying, how many racks does he need? And he needs 42 racks. So I'm now just going to do the inverse to check that I'm right. So I'm going to use multiplication to do that. So I'll be doing 252. Now I won't be doing 252 at all. I'll be doing 42 multiplied by 6, and it should get me to 252. So let's recap. Key information, underlining it, represent it pictorially, do the calculation, do the written answer, do the inverse to check. Okay, follow this and you won't go wrong. Yellow group. Okay, so your task 1 is to do these questions here. Now, you have got 6 questions. I do not expect you to do all the 6 questions. I want you to do at least 3 on here. I want you to do 1, mark it, move on. When you've done the 3, if you've got all 3 correct first time, you move on to task 2. If you're still a bit uncertain, stay on this task and practice that method a few more times until you feel confident. But then it's important that you move on to task 2, because task 2 is going to I'm going to show you how to deal with remainders. So stop the video now. You might want to go back a little bit so you have this slide up to help you see what you need to do. And then when you're ready, let's move on to task 2. Okay, so task 2. Let's get rid of this. Don't need anything more there. So key information. Key information, what have I got? Okay, I've underlined the key information. 1 CD rack holds 6 CDs. David's got 251, or even 351 here, 351 CDs. We'll go with 351. Let's write 3 very badly over the top here. 351, there we go. Okay, so I know that the key information is that I'm going to have to share my 351 CDs 6 ways. So I'm going to then represent it pictorially. So I've got my whole, my 351 CDs, and I have represented it. I'm splitting it 3 ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7 here. Okay. Now that 7th column will come very clear very soon as to what I have to do. So I have got my Oh, I just lost a line down here. Sorry, that was confusing me, so it must have been confusing you. Let's do this one down here as well. Draw a line down. Perfect. Now it looks better, doesn't it? Okay. So I've got my 351 and I'm dividing it by 6. So I'm using my times table knowledge. Now again, down the side of your page, I would be expecting you to do your times table, your 6 times table, and listing it so that you've got it there, you've done all the hard work, and you can just refer to it. 6 does not go into 3, 6 goes into 35 5 times. 5 6s are 30, and that gives me 5 left over. So I know that I've now got to do 6 into 51. Well, I know that 6 goes into 51 8 times. 6 8s are 48, which means I have got a remainder of 3, which is fine. That calculation's correct. However, the question was saying how many racks does he need to hold all his CDs? And it's that all that's really, really important, because what's he going to do with those 3 that are remaining? Just leave them scattered on the floor for people to stand on? No, he needs another rack. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to round up and make sure that I've got 1 extra more, 59. So he will need in total 59 CD racks, because he's got 58 will go in equally, 58 will hold 6, but then he's got those 3 remainders and he's got to do something with it. Now, to represent this pictorially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 58 in each one of these, 58, 58, 58, 58, 58, because that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll know when I do my inverse, 6 times 58 will be 300 and something, which I haven't done. 300 and, let me see this one, 348. So I know that will equal 348. So this one will be my remainder 3. So then it'll be 348 plus 3 will be 351. So, yellow group, this is your task 2. I want you to deal with remainders, and it's important that you do at least these 2 to show me that you understand how to deal with remainders. So I would like you, once you've done task 1, to do task 2, these 2 questions. Do 1, mark it, move on to the next one. If you're getting it wrong, purple pen. And remember, I want you to cut the question out if you can, stick it in, and then do your calculations underneath it, just as we would do in school. And then, if you're up for a challenge, you've got your extension tasks here. So, yellow group, that is your learning for Tuesday. And please remember to send it into your class teacher at the end of the day.